It was a friendly against Airbus UK Broughton last Saturday. Was it a useful exercise?
Certainly was. I mean, we had players who, although they might have played on the Tuesday night against Druids, hadn't had that much game time. So that was one area for there. There was probably 5 or 6 players I can think of now who definitely needed the 90 minutes, and we're able to give them that 90 minutes. Also as well, some of the young players coming through, like Jake Canavan, for example. I'm sure we'll probably talk about him soon. And then also as a very young back four, there were 3 players in the back four that were all scholars, second-year scholars. And great to look at them up against a very good Welsh side who are fighting for promotion at the top end of that table. I thought they were a decent outfit, Airbus as well. So it was a really good game and good for us to see those players for a variety of reasons, really.
As always, we're on the same wavelength because the next question was about the youngsters. Jake Canavan in particular scored a couple of goals. He's been coming on regularly as a substitute in the JD Cymru Premier games, but also others involved, as you say. But stepping back and looking at the big picture, what do you see with the overall development of youngsters here at Park Hall?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been really impressed, having come from an academy background. Probably 70% of my career has been in academies, been at West Ham and Southampton, and seen what the level is like of players in and around that Category 1 academy type, and seeing where this club is here. I've been very impressed with 2 reasons why: the quality of the players and the detail and the coaching sessions and the organisation of the staff. So I think Simon Spender and Cy Smith do a great job with those scholars, led by Chris Sargent, who oversees that as head of coaching. And they're really on those players. They come and train with us regularly. Our training minutes of young players is very good, and we give them opportunities in games like that so we can see them. And I think those guys are doing a great job there, as well as the ones in the academy as well, with Ash, with Jason, with Kieran, and the coaches that are doing a very good job in that foundation phase that leads them through. So yeah, I think it's a really big part of what we're trying to do here with ones breaking into the team. You look at like a Clarkey and Leo Smith, who was a young player that obviously came in and bought. We want to put an emphasis on young players coming through, and it's good for them to get their opportunity. And I think Jake is a great example of that. Someone who was in a Category 1 academy at one stage there, came back out, really enjoys his football here, and is a second-year scholar now, and even last season was training regularly with the first team. So I think there's some good examples there of good work that's been going on with the staff, but also the players have got to come through and deliver when they're called upon, and that won't do Jake any harm in trying to push and get a start in the first team.
And how important will the loan deals that some of them have secured or extended elsewhere, how important will they be in their personal development?
Well, yeah, it is. We have sort of 2 parts to that. So the players develop best when they do play games, so it's really important we get the right loans for the right players at the right club so they can be developed, but then also still being on a training program where they train with us. We value training a lot. We are very on to those players on their individual development plans as well, so they need the mixture of playing for the other clubs but still training full time with us, and I think that's worked well with a lot of them who have gone out, and you can clearly see that they're developing and getting better. So we do have a few that are out on loan, a lot out on loan, and I think they're benefiting from that.
And back to the JD Cymru Premier, back-to-back games against Cefn Druids. Last week here at Park Hall for 45 minutes, it was 0-0. They held their own. We won in the end, but we needed to work hard and we needed to break them down.
I mean, look, the age-old saying of there's no easy games in the league is absolutely true, and that would back that up with that game. And there was a lot of talk before that game about what would happen, etc. But we didn't worry about that. We certainly didn't take the game lightly. We expected that it would be a hard game to break them down. They were very well organised defensively. They had good shape about them, and they competed and fought, not just in the first half, but all the way through to the end of the game. And I think that's a credit to the manager and what they're doing there. They've added some players to that squad, which has definitely made them better. So yeah, we were disappointed with the way that we played first half, happy with the second half, disappointed with the goal that we conceded as well. So it was a bit of a mixed day, really. But we know that we need to probably put together, the message would be a 90-minute plus performance as opposed to 45 here or a good 5-minute spell there. I mean, we had a great spell after half-time where we scored those quick goals in a good 15-20 minute period, but we need to do that for longer and more consistently if we want to do well in this away game Friday.
And we are at the Rock, of course. How are the preparations going, both on and off the pitch, as we look ahead to that particular fixture?
Yeah, good. Been working very hard this week, really knuckled down, and even with the game on Saturday, we've managed to work hard in the gym, do a lot of good sessions on the grass. We had a good, or on the training ground. We've had a very good session today, and preparations are going well. So I think it's good to have the preparations going well. We've got to make sure that we deliver both as staff and as players for the weekend.
You made changes here last week against Cefn Druids. Obviously, with the friendly, there were changes there as well. Has that affected the lineup that you will start with at the Rock on Friday? Are the place up for grabs, or is it a case of it's a particular game, you've got your game plan set out, and you'll pick the side, and you know what that side is now to go out and do the business?
Yeah, both, to be fair, I think, because some of the ones who played on Saturday in the Airbus game are without doubt in contention, but just needed more minutes and top-ups in that game. So although the ones who played Saturday could then also start on Friday, there's no doubt about that. But then also as well, after not performing that well and being 0-0 at half-time, there are places up for grabs because we weren't happy with that performance. Some players came on and did really well in the second half. Others did well who managed to stay on in that game in the second half. So, yeah, it's probably a bit mixed, really, and it'll be an interesting one to see what the lineup is.
And we look forward to that, of course. And finally, the availability of players as well as long-term injuries, which are well known. There's often little niggles along the way. What's the squad selection likely to be in terms of availability?
Yeah, good at the moment. Most people fit. A couple of the younger ones have picked up some knocks from the game, but they're some of the lone players for us. But for us, everyone's really fit and available, apart from obviously we know about Kesson Davies, who's recovering well from his injury and is on the right track and about where we thought that he would be at the moment. So he's probably the only one that we're really missing as such at the moment, and we'll see where we are Thursday leading into the Friday match.